Hey there, welcome back to the vlog. I am Abby, and recently, and by recently I mean in 2024, I have become part of the community of book talk, booktube, bookstagram, all in that space. Like all the other members of this space, I too like to set monthly TBRs, and like many before me, I rarely stick to them. However, I feel like if I make this video, maybe I'm like committing it to something more than just like a piece of paper. So we'll see. So I'm gonna go over my very ambitious TBR for August. We're gonna start with my physical books, and then we will go into what I have on my Kindle. So I started this Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I started this book in July, but did not finish. I'm about halfway through, so there is the plan to finish this in August. Now let's get into the other physical books that I have to read in August. We have the Ministry of Time. This was a book of the month pick. I actually got it in May 2024, but have not read it yet, even though I have put it on my TBR in May, in June, and July. August is the month. I'm totally gonna read this, and I think it'll be pretty interesting. I have heard nothing but good things about this. I am excited to read her. Hopefully I actually do. Next up on the TBR is a thriller / horror book called Baby Teeth. I actually got this for Christmas. It's been on my TBR that long. I got this for Christmas as a blind Christmas present thing for myself from Barnes & Noble. They do the blind date with a book, but at Christmas time it was like, gift to yourself, here's a book, and I really want to read it. I have sat down and started to read it several times, but there was always something else that caught my attention more. But I'm gonna read this month. It's gonna put me in the spooky vibes. I am super excited for Halloween and reading spooky books for Halloween, and maybe this will put me in the mindset of it. Yeah. Next up on the physical TBR, we have Sasaki Miyono's Second Years. This is the novelization based on the manga. I read First Years in July. We'll read Second Years in August. It's August, isn't that like back to school time? Not for me, I am an adult, but this is cute. I think it will be good. The first one was good, it was a quick read, and sometimes just a light little novella can really motivate me at least, in trying to achieve my book reading goals and whatnot. That is all on my physical TBR. There are several more books on my physical TBR, but these are the ones that I've pulled out as the goal to read in August. Now let's talk about an audiobook that I would like to read in August 2024. I am slowly but surely making my way through The Lord of the Rings. I listened to The Hobbit, and then I listened to Fellowship of the Ring, and now I need to listen to Two Towers. I love The Lord of the Rings. I have watched the movies and extended editions a million times. I have consumed a lot of Lord of the Rings media. So it's about time that I have made my way through the source material, the books. Planning on listening to The Two Towers in August. I have it reserved on Libby, which, if you don't know what Libby is, it is the life hack for any big reader, because you can borrow ebooks and audiobooks from your public library. So that's super cool. Two Towers, that is the audiobook I plan on listening to this month. Now let's talk about the books that are on my Kindle TBR. Now, fun fact about me, I have always been physical book this, physical book that. It is the way. I was a big reader in middle school and high school, and I was could not do an e-reader. I could not read on a tablet, anything like that. Now that I'm an adult and I am spending my own money on books and not my dad's, I decided the economical decision would be to get a Kindle. And newsflash, I'm obsessed. I am obsessed with my Kindle. I just gotten to the point where I prefer to read on it rather than reading physical books. One, because I go to the beach a lot and it's waterproof. So if it gets wet, no big deal, unlike my books, which get ruined. And also, it's cheaper. I can attach it to the little thing in my bed, so I can just like lay and watch, and so that's super convenient. So what is on my Kindle TBR this month? First up, we have The Will of the Many. I've actually already started this, and it's really good. My dad actually recommended this to me. He finished it in July, so we will see what I think about it. It's been pretty good so far. It's definitely one of those fantasy books where you just kind of have to gloss over the names of things. At least I do, in one ear and out the other, quite frankly. So, The Will of the Many. The next book on my Kindle TBR is actually my book club's pick of the month. I run a little virtual book club on Discord called Books and Beyond, and we voted on The House in the Cerulean Sea. It seems like a fun little YA sort of low fantasy. I'm not sure if it's high fantasy or not, but it was recommended by one of the members of our group and we voted, and this is the book that we're gonna read. And if we like this one enough, we will read the sequel in September. So we're pretty excited for The House in the Cerulean Sea. I think it is going to be a fun read, and from what I understand, it is a quick read as well, which should be good. All right, next on my Kindle TBR is Bridgerton When He Was Wicked. I am slowly but surely making my way through the Bridgerton books. I actually read the fourth one, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, first before season 3 came out, and then I went back and read 1, 2, 3, 5. And so on. So next we have Francesca's story, When He Was Wicked. So I am pretty excited for this one. I hear it's the saddest of all of the Bridgerton siblings. I think that these Bridgerton books are so fast to read. On almost all of them, I have read them all in basically a day, if not 2. And so it is super nice to be able to get through something quick, especially when you go from something that is a bit more laborious to read, like a high fantasy or something like that. So I am excited. Next up, we're back in the spooky, thrillery sort of category with The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I have put this on my TBR for 3 months straight and have not gotten around to reading it because of the mood I might have been in the moment. But God, I've heard so many good things about this book, the trilogy in all. So I really, really am excited to read it. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so I cannot wait to read it. I can wait. I have been waiting. I've been pushing it back over and over again, but I know that I am going to enjoy it. So hopefully I will get around to reading this month. If not, I'll just keep pushing it back until I do. I will read it eventually. Finally, we have a tandem read that has been the bane of my existence for a few months now, and that is the Empire of Storms Tower of Dawn tandem read. I love Throne of Glass. Let me be clear. I love Throne of Glass. I am intimidated by this tandem read, and I know that a lot of people are like, you don't have to read it as a tandem read. But a lot of people also say that you should. And I believe people. I believe the people. I want to read it as a tandem read. I even made a spread to track the tandem read so that I would know when to switch. And I could mark it off as I went, and I would feel so productive doing that because I'm a bullet journal girl. I like to check things off, you know? And so I am excited for this tandem read, but I'm also intimidated by it, especially whenever I know it's going to take a lot of time. And there's only so many days, so much time in a month where I want to be able to, fill out my reading journal with the things that I have read, So I'm at an impasse. But hopefully August is the month where I will read the tandem read of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. Fingers crossed. Manifest that with me. Why don't you? So this is my TBR for August. I feel confident that I can read maybe 8 of the things that I put on the list. If my track record shows, I think I can read 8 of the things. The priorities are definitely finishing Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, The Will of the Many, The House in the Cerulean Sea, and When He Was Wicked. I would say those are my big priority reads, and that is because I have borrowed them on Libby from the library, so I have to finish them or they'll get sent back and I'll have to borrow them again. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have thoughts on any of the books that are on my TBR, leave me a comment down below. Tell me about it. If there are other books that you think I should read, leave me a comment and I will check them out. My goal is to read 100 books by the end of 2024 and I'm at 70. So I think I'm doing a pretty bang up job. Are a decent amount of those graphic novels? Sure. They're still books, in my humble opinion. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you soon. Peace out, Girl Scouts.